Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Josim from the International Office at Jönköping University. Before we begin, some practical information. This session will be recorded and later we will put a copy of this feed onto our JU web in next few days. Kindly ask your questions at the Q&A function on Zoom. We will answer all of the questions at the end of this webinar. Today, we will discuss and gain insight information on our pathway application process to North Park University. Before I invite my guest from there to speak on the topic and explain all the details, I would just like to give you a quick overview of what a pathway program is. Jönköping University, in collaboration with North Park University, NPU, Chicago, USA, offers a unique opportunity designed for international students as a bridge towards a degree at NPU. The Jönköping University Pathway Program is designed to prepare international students academically to enter a bachelor program at NPU. The emphasis is building a solid academic foundation for success in higher education, becoming familiar with Scandinavian and American life and culture, and improving English competency and proficiency. Classes for the Pathway program will be held at Jönköping University in Sweden. At Jönköping University, you will also immerse yourself in English language and Swedish culture. You will continue to build on that experience as you earn your degree from University in Chicago that traces its roots to Sweden. NPU has many Swedish students, is located in historically Swedish neighborhood and has many partnerships in Sweden. The process is quite simple and easy, I would say. While applying to JU Pathway, you will be considered for conditional acceptance to North Park University. Once enrolled in the Pathway program, you will develop your English and cultural proficiency and be prepared to complete your degree later at North Park with confidence. So let's not wait any further and welcome our guest, Michael Drake from North Park, who will explain all of this in detail. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to share a little bit more information about North Park and the process. I do have a slide deck that I will go through, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions. Are you able to see the
Yeah, absolutely. And it also already looks stunningly beautiful.
Oh. I'm very glad to hear that. Well, before I get started, I just wanted to give a quick introduction. I am, again, Michael Drake. I'm the Director of International Recruitment here at North Park University. And my job is to help students like yourselves who are exploring opportunities overseas in the United States in particular. Or in Sweden for this pathway program, help you through the admissions process to North Park. It's a new process for everybody. And so I'm here to make sure that all of your questions get answered and the process goes smoothly for you. But we don't stop there. We help you through the immigration process as well in making sure that you're successful in acquiring the F1 student visa so that you can come to North Park and study. And then once you're here, we have another department on campus who is here to make sure that you're cared for as an international student at North Park. And they'll help you further with cultural assimilation and making sure that you understand the American culture and what the classroom experience is like. You'll get a lot of that assistance during the pathway. And then once you're here, we'll further help you with that transition. But also making sure that you can take advantage of some of the benefits that come along with the F1 student visa. For instance, being able to work on campus or do internships to help enhance your studies. And then at the end of your program, hopefully you can take advantage of either a 1 or a 3-year work extension that the US does offer for students on the F1 visa. I'm going to go ahead and advance here in the slideshow. Okay, here we go. So what I want to talk about is kind of a brief overview of North Park, who we are, where we're located, what you can expect academically here at North Park, touch upon our housing options for students, and then we can talk about the visa process and the timeline of events for you as a pathway student. North Park is a small university in the United States. Universities here range from 800 students upwards of 40,000 students. So you can see North Park has about just under 3,000 students, and 1,700 of those are studying for a bachelor's degree. And they're coming from all over the world. North Park is a very global campus. It's very diverse in where students are coming from throughout the United States. Most of the states are represented here in our student body. And actually, probably closer to 45 countries now are represented, and all inhabitable continents as well. And that's important because what you'll experience at the pathway, you'll also experience here is dialogue within your classroom setting is hugely important. And so you're going to hear from students how their upbringing, where they come from, how that influences their worldview and their opinions. So it's going to be a very positive experience, I think, for a lot of students. We're also a very diverse campus. Our ethnic diversity here at North Park is kind of second to none when it comes to a private university in the United States. And so this is a really nice benefit, I think, for a lot of our international students in particular, because they don't feel like they're coming into an environment where they're going to stand out. They're going to come into an environment where they feel safe, where they feel welcome. And it's because of that diversity, and also because you are welcome. Let's put it very clearly. Our location here in the city of Chicago is kind of on the northern part of the city. Chicago is a very large city, about close to 6 million people in and around the city of Chicago. And so we're located about 12 kilometers north of the downtown loop, is what we refer to it as, and about 5 kilometers west of Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is one of the 5 Great Lakes in the United States. You should look it up if you're not familiar. They look like oceans, fresh water, and they're lined with sandy beaches. So a very unique experience where you can be in such a large city, but sitting and enjoying some sunshine on a sandy beach. And that's what our students do, in the warmer months during the semester. It's a very nice location, and it's very close to public transportation, and that's one of the nice features or benefits that we do provide our students, is they get unlimited access to buses and trains in the city of Chicago. We've got a wide range of academic offerings for students. So regardless of what you're looking to study, most popular programs are in business, but also nursing is a very popular program, and then the sciences, mechanical engineering, molecular biology, and biotechnology. And you'll get to study these subjects in very impressive facilities, all newly renovated or constructed facilities here on campus for students. A beautiful library that participates in what's called an interlibrary loan program, where if we don't have a book, you can access books or publications from any of the Chicago public libraries without leaving campus. Simulation lab for our nursing students, which is state-of-the-art, and a state-of-the-art science center, the Johnson Center, that really is an incredible facility. And we do have virtual tours available on our campus where you can go into these buildings. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that. So when you're a student at North Park, you have the option to live on campus. You can be a residential student. You can live in one of our dormitories. We have campus apartments for students who are 21 and older. And then all of your food needs are going to be met here on campus as well. So you can certainly take advantage of a lot of the amazing food and cuisine in the city of Chicago, and our students certainly do, but we also have affordable options for students to live and eat on campus. And then being a student at North Park isn't strictly about the academics. It's obviously the academics is hugely important, and that's where you're looking to gain a lot of your value, but it's an experience. The American University experience is just that. It's an experience. And so there are a lot of clubs and activities that students get to participate in. And in fact, we have a fair for our clubs to promote themselves to new students. So at the start of every semester, you'll be able to participate in one of these fairs where you can go and see what clubs are available, what sort of activities they're doing, and if you wanted to get involved, then that's all you have to do is sign up for it right there. So I want to conclude here by talking about the process, because the process is can be very intimidating for a lot of students. It's an unknown, and I want to make sure that you're, number one, aware that you have support through this process, that I'm here to support you in making sure that you take the right steps, do it in the right order, and that you account for the time in which it might take to get the visa. So the process, as you can see, I've outlined in a step-by-step. So number one, you need to gain full admission to North Park. And so you'll go through the application process with the pathway to start your pathway year or semester, whichever it may be. And in your final term of the pathway is when you can apply for North Park for full admission to North Park. So you'll gain conditional admission at the start of the pathway, and then you'll apply separately for full admission when you're in your final term of the pathway. And so it's at that point that we can start the visa process. And the visa process begins with the students providing these three key documents: a bank statement, financial affidavit of support, and a copy of their passport identification page. One of the qualifying factors for the F1 student visa is that you can show proof of funding for your first year of study. And so North Park does provide scholarship to our international students, which will impact the funding amount that you would be expected to show in the bank statement. And we would discuss that obviously at that point in time when we're ready to start moving forward with the visa. And the affidavit of support is a document that would be provided by whoever is funding and whoever is committed to funding your education at North Park. And once those documents have been provided, then North Park is going to issue what's called the Form I-20, and that's kind of like your ticket to getting the visa, at least scheduling your visa appointment. And so you would have to complete a couple of applications online, an I-901 and a DS-160. Both of them are going to cost you a fee. They're one-time fees, so you don't have to pay them each year. And those fees are paid to the US government. And once you've done those applications and paid those fees, that's when you can actually schedule your visa interview. Where can you schedule the visa interview? That's going to depend largely on what your plans are when you are looking to complete your pathway. If you are looking to complete your pathway and come straight to the United States, then doing the interview at the US Embassy in Stockholm is completely permissible. There are timing constraints that we might need to discuss if those are your plans, and depending on when it is you're starting the academic program here at North Park. Or you can always schedule your visa interview while you're in Sweden for the US Embassy closest to your home. And so that when you get back home after the pathway, you can already have your interview scheduled as a way to be most efficient with your timing. So let's talk about the timeline briefly. So if you're looking to start at North Park in the fall semester, which would begin in August, you would be applying for full admission in your final term again at Pathway, and that would be sometime between January and May is when you would actually be looking to apply for full admission at North Park. We're reviewing applications very quickly, and so you would have your full admission likely within 24 hours of applying for the full admission. And then we would be looking to issue your Form I-20 sometime between March and June. And then you can likely schedule your visa appointment between June and July. And then you would expect it to be here on campus in August. And those dates would be shared with you along the way. And if you're looking to start with your full admission and start your academic program at North Park for the spring semester, which would be beginning in January, you would be applying in your final term of the pathway, which would be sometime in September to November. And then September to November would also be when we would be looking to issue that Form I-20 so that you could schedule your visa interview at likely sometime in November to December. And then you would expect it to be here in January for the start of the school year. So that covers all of the information that I was wanting to share. I do have plenty of time available for questions. So if there are questions that anybody is eager to ask, I'd be happy to answer those.
Yeah, and I could also add one last thing to this. I mean, I'm sure that you might have seen that we haven't explained the application process for the pathway program at JU. So we have a separate webinar for which I have shared the link on the chat function. And that webinar can explain you all the details about how to make an application for the pathway education at JU for the option of North Park and what are the fee structures. And then I've also shared my email address. So if you have any questions coming in relation to that or something you're confused about North Park, you can obviously, ask us or directly with Michael. So we would be more than happy to help out with that. Thank you. So let's see if we have any questions coming in. Yeah, it seems like all is quite clear and easy for people to grasp. So
it's always once you're in the process that the questions come about, and I like to make it very clear to students early on that it's important that questions do get asked. And my concern is always when students go through this process and I don't get any questions from them, because I know that I'm not giving them all the information that they need because I don't know what it is that they don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to ask the questions. And oftentimes it's funny when the semester starts and the students are here, they always come up, they apologize for asking so many questions. They want to know if they were the ones that asked the most questions. And, my response is always, there's no need to apologize. The ones that don't ask questions should be apologizing.
Exactly. So I think we can wrap it up. And in the concluding remarks, I could just say this, that we have recorded this session, and we will be having a copy of this feed onto our YouTube channel, Jönköping University, and also on our web. And I think, Michael, I don't know if you're also going to put it somewhere on your any of your channels out there. So
yes. Yep,
yeah.
We'll put it on our landing page.
Yeah, great. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Michael, for coming in and sharing all this information with us. And thank you, everyone, to join in, and hope to see you at Jönköping University and going for North Park. Thank you. All the best.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone.